the most beautiful place in the world. Can you find a place like that?
Yeah, on a beach.
Tell me about it.
So it's just a curving golden beach with palm trees waving and really crystal clear sort of blue water.
So tell me.
Yeah, I feel myself like on a you can see a beach with
Look at the sand.
yeah.
Do you feel the sand under your feet?
Yeah, I can imagine it.
That's exactly what you need to do. And what else do you see in that beach that you like? As you
Can
are,
I just take a moment to look actually, because I feel like I'm not quite sort of arguing with myself about where I want to be or what the most beautiful place is.
yes, that's always a struggle. So it's okay to take your time to pick the one you really want to explore at this moment. And it might not be the best, most beautiful place in the world, but it might be the one that comes to your mind at this minute. And maybe
Well, the beach was the one that came, but it's just I was thinking, well, I don't know if I think that's the most beautiful, but the beach is the one that came.
and now you can see another thing. It's fine. So whatever comes to you at this minute is the most beautiful place at this minute. And we can see many different places, but just let your mind relax. No need for judgment. Whatever comes to mind at this minute is going to be the place you're visiting.
Okay. So what I'm seeing is it's a little bit different. It's almost like I'm coming out of a forest to a beach, and the forest itself is very beautiful with different shapes of foliage and leaves and, you know, flowers, sort of, I suppose, a bit jungly.
Yes.
And then it's opening out into so it's a bit different from the beach before. It's opening into a beautiful sort of pale, it's almost like white gold, kind of pale goldeny curved beach with crystally clear blue water.
Like a little cove.
Yeah.
And what else do you notice around there?
Well, I can see a red flower.
Do you smell anything around?
Well, now I look and try to.
Do you hear any sounds?
Yeah, I can hear the waves. And I can hear a bit of the sound in the trees, wind and just a breeze in the trees.
You feel the breeze in the trees. You hear the breeze in the trees. Do you feel anything?
Well, I can feel my feet.
Yes.
And seem to have sandals on. And with sort of leather sandals with straps, so I can feel my feet, just the sort of leather soles of those under my feet, and the ends of my toes just touching the sand sometimes.
Yeah. I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see down there below you, or the very first impressions that you have as you come back down to the surface.
So where it is a place called Cana. I mean, it's somewhere I know now that I was just last year. So it seems a bit strange to me. It's a place called Kana Shantivanam in India, and it's a heartfulness retreat center. sort of heartfulness ashram.
Mm-hmm.
When I was still floating, that's what I suddenly started seeing. And when we came down, you know, I could just feel the sort of goldeny colors of the stone that they've used to pave some of the, you know, just some of the pavements there, and because it's a big bit of land.
Does it look exactly the same than when you were there last time?
I'm not able to see it so clearly, I must say. I got the same impression,
Yes.
but it's seeming very so I just feel like I've got like I can see bare feet on the, just on the it's not exactly stone, but
what is the floor made of?
Actually, I think it's just a sort of kind of road, you know. It's just like a road with little, but not like a smooth tarmac road with little pebbles and, you know.
Is that more like gravel?
Not gravel, more like a smooth one that's got dust and stuff on it.
Like
I mean, I think that is quite like it really is.
Like a dirt road?
Not as much as that, but more like a road where there's maybe, you know, it's a very dry, it's quite a dry place. I mean, this place, I don't know why this is coming, because they only began to build on this. It was a really just deserty, barren area, and they bought it and planting thousands and thousands of trees there and created a heartfulness center. It's sort of on the Deccan Plateau or something, part of India near Hyderabad. But I don't know, it's not even been there that long, so I don't know why I'm seeing myself there.
And what do you see? Anything around you? What do you see in the landscape right now?
Well, it isn't really like, the funny thing is it's sort of got a bit of the same feeling, but it doesn't look exactly the same. It doesn't seem to have. So
do you see any
it's a bit sort of vague. It's kind of like it's almost a little bit not misty, but it's just hard for me to make out. It doesn't,
yes,
you know.
It's okay. It's fine. It's already what you see close to you. What do you perceive? What you feel? It is more about what are you feeling around there, where you're at this moment.
I've got a atmosphere like I have when I was there, that of almost like being home, and of it's a lovely kind of heart-centered, spiritual feeling. And I can't I don't feel like there's anyone around, but I don't feel alone. I feel that I don't know, there's a sort of presence.
Yes. What kind of presence do you sense with you?
I just feel like, I have a spiritual guide and master that has helped me so much, and I suppose there's that feeling of.
What do you see in the landscape now?
Okay, so it's changing a little bit.
Yes.
I actually got a funny feeling like I'm floating around, and I'm sort of slightly spinning in space.
Yes, it might be that.
So but it's like green, not like I'm in space, but that as though my body's not in the, it's hard to describe. But I more maybe have it's a fairly empty landscape, really. I can see the sort of colours. There's a bit of green and a bit of goldeny brown. but I'm not seeing any details. And the biggest thing I'm noticing is this strange physical sensation, because I just feel like it's like I'm on a roundabout or something, you know, going round and round. It's a bit disconcerting.
Okay. And do you see your feet? Do you see your legs?
I feel like I've got skinny legs with big feet.
Are you wearing any shoes?
No.
Yeah.
But every time you ask me, it's like I see one pair of feet, then another pair, and then another. Like, it sounds silly. First, felt like I saw old, you know, I'm just wondering if I'm remembering seeing other people's, because first it was like an old dark skinned pair of feet with not very nice toenails. And then there was suddenly a little child's feet with red shoes. And then I'm looking and there's just like thin legs and big bare feet that are quite spread out as though they haven't been wearing shoes. So I don't know which feet to choose.
All right. So now, getting a sense of who you are, do you perceive your body? Can you look at your hands?
I can see it's quite sort of veiny, but I can't tell if they're my hands that I have now or not.
Does the body feel female or male?
Female, I think.
You think it's young?
The first time you said, it's sort of confusing, because the first time you said, can you see feet? It looked like I was thinking it was an old Indian man. But then the second time, you know, I'm not feeling that. And I'm just wondering if it's just my imagination making things up.
Usually the first impression is a good one. You don't need your conscious mind to edit what you see. Just let it tell him to let you experience what you're experiencing now. So now I'd like you to go to the place where you think you live or stay at the moment and look outside of it.
Okay, so what I think now is, if I'm going back, I think that I'm actually that old, and the old legs at the beginning, sort of quite dark skinned, and sort of old toenails, and I feel like a man.
Yeah.
And I could quite imagine going to my house. So
yes, so we're going to your house. How does it look like from the outside? Have you made your way there yet?
I just feel a bit confused because I'm getting so many different images.
Okay, can you describe the images you see?
I think the only thing I can say quite clear is I think I'm having to slightly duck to get my head under to go in. You know, like the passageway in between two.
How is the house from the outside? What impression?
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why I can't see it. It's so sort of vague. And
what is your impression? What would you imagine? Try to imagine.
I'm just seeing that beach again that I started off on now.
What are you
I'm not really seeing much. The only thing I'm having is this sense of, it's like sun and light, and a slight goldeny color.
Yes.
But I feel like when I try to see things or look, my mind keeps chipping in, and it just stops me sort of seeing things.
So let's not talk about seeing things. Let's talk about feeling things right now.
When I'm not trying to sort of look, I can imagine myself just going up a staircase, but it's like it's in the air.
It's fine. And so you're going up a staircase in the air. Are you getting closer to somewhere when you reach the top?
Well, now it seems to be on, now it seems to be like on a path, like on a hillside.
Yes.
A bit of a sort of muddy, like I'm just tramping up some thin winding, you know, muddy path. Well, not muddy, but, you know, just dirt path up a hillside.
Yes, so you're progressing on the dirt path up the hill. And now you're getting close to your destination.
Yeah, I think there's a building up above.
Yes, can you describe the building?
Sort of longish and low. It looks, doesn't look old. It looks reasonably, well, I don't know what modern is anyway in India, but if that's where I am really, but doesn't look primitive anyway, you know, it looks quite.
Yes. So are you going to go inside?
I'd find it easier to float up on the roof of it than go into it.
Okay. So are you doing that?
Yeah, it's easy to imagine myself floating up for some reason.
So just float yourself up. Can you tell us about what that building is about?
Again, I'm sort of thinking this is silly because what it seems like is another heartfulness sort of ashram that's in the Himalayas. I've never been there, but I'm sort of getting the impression when I was walking up the this path that it's maybe
and do
you
you
know
think
that it's really
Yes. And do you think that the old man knows the place?
Yeah. Because I also think the place doesn't look like a home for one person. It looks like a place, you know, where people, you know, that sort of, you know, a more communal place.
Yes. So let's jump to a time when people get together for a meal. We're slowly moving in time to a place when everybody gets together. And what is happening?
Do you mean in that same place that I was in?
Yes, exactly. In that same long building.
It's hard to go down into it and not just be floating up above it.
Yeah, so just be above it and watch it and tell me what you see.
Oh, finding it hard to sort of see people. I can see sort of some dark polished wood carved, you know, at the sides of the room.
What is that wood carving about? Is that?
It's just decorate, you know, it's just
panels? Panels?
Yeah, exactly. It's quite, you know, look, it just looks nice, you know. It's quite it's not a very ornate place inside, but it is nicely.
Is that an ashram? Or is it just?
I'm not completely sure. I think that
so maybe it's just a communal place. Maybe it's just a place where people gather.
I get the feeling there is something about, I think there is some spiritual thing about it. I'm getting the feeling that people are coming there for a reason.
Yes. So you're still floating around, visiting?
Yeah, suddenly when you said that, I could imagine my feet on the ground.
Okay.
But I'm outside now.
So
let's just see it as people kind of, everyone just seems to be doing their own thing, you know. There are other people around, but I don't feel a bit sort of aimless. I'm not sure where I fit in or what I'm.
What are the people doing?
Working, some of them, I think.
Like what?
Oh, I don't know why I'm finding this so hard to see.
Well, if you don't see, just try to feel what's going on. Imagine that you're not seeing anything. Imagine that you're just feeling and knowing what's happening.
Okay, I'll try that. You know, in real life, I'm not very good at noticing things. I'm much better at feeling things. And I always, people always laughing at me because I don't see things. So maybe that's why I'm not seeing things in this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said we don't have to see things. We can just feel things and come up with first impressions and just talk about your impressions.
Yeah, let me take a moment then and I'll just drop down to see it and see what I feel.
Exactly. You don't have to see.
So now I'm feeling that there's actually inside that building in one of the rooms, there's somebody called Charity who was a previous guide of the heartfulness system. He's dead now. He's sort of he's passed on. But I have the feeling that he's in one of those rooms.
Do you want to go and find him?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that. What's his name again?
Charity.
Charity.
Yeah.
Let's find Charity.
I'm feeling so happy and excited at the thought of seeing.
Yeah, that's exciting. Tell me when you found him. Find him. Yes. What is happening?
I just feel emotional at seeing the thought of being with him and seeing with him.
Do you see him now?
I feel like I've missed him so much.
You can go and give him a hug. Just go and give him a hug. You can talk to him. Can you?
Just let me take a moment and see what I feel.
Yeah. It's such a great joy to see him, right? Yeah.
Just let me have a moment so I can feel what's happening when I go in there.
Yes, just do that. Be in the moment. Enjoy being in his presence.
Just a feeling of such love.
Yes. It's a great joy to be reunited, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to ask him or tell him something?
Well, I'm almost doesn't even seem to be any need for words. It's just so good to be, with them again.
Are you holding hands?
No, we're just sitting, looking at each other and, sitting in close and being together.
Can you ask him where we are in time?
I can see his eyes and his face so clearly, and it's such a feeling of just love for
Can you just concentrate on what is the purpose of your visit to him today?
Okay. It's difficult because it's a little bit like a triangle where there's, like, I seem to be an Indian man, but then I'm also that me looking at the Indian man and Charity looking at each other, and it just makes it a bit difficult to ask when I
Yeah.
I don't know which one I meant, you know.
Can just you just ask in your mind, ask him to explain to you what you're experiencing right now?
Okay. I think that I've known him in another life.
You are in another life?
No, I think I've known him in another life, and that Indian man knew him. You know, maybe that was the person that I was in
Yes.
another life.
Yes. So you've known each other from another life.
And I think I was absolutely devoted to him.
Mm-hmm. In that other life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have some superposition of the past life and the current life?
Yeah, I think maybe that's it.
So your conscious mind is in this current life, but your subconscious has taken you to the other life. So why don't we ask the conscious mind to step aside for a little while so we get unconfused and just focus on the past life? That would help us so much, and you could take a break and rest. Is it getting a little bit clearer in your mind?
Yeah, so Ben, that's making it a little bit easier to be in just in the like be the man.
Yeah, just let's be the man for the time being. It's fine. Conscious mind is okay. We're not doing anything harmful. It's fine. Just can take a break. And now that you are this old man with your old friend, tell me
I
what.
don't think I'm that old. I think I'm maybe
Uh-huh.
about, but sometimes I think I maybe look older because I've maybe had a bit of a harder life, but I don't think I'm any more than, I think I'm maybe just 40s or 50, you know,
Yeah,
50s or something. I'm not sure.
yeah. So what do you do in life? What do you do for a living?
Um, I'm not sure, but I'm very involved in this. I think I'm involved in this spiritual. I'm definitely, I'm a sort of, uh,
Like running the place
no, just try, I suppose, you know, working for,
for
to
that?
kind of, you know, to share this, you know,
Mm.
help the spirit, other people grow spiritually. And, you know, I'm kind of involved, you know, the
Can
thing.
you just move up to a time when you guys have a gathering? Do you see other people coming together?
Oh, I think I need to get my conscious mind, get it sit down and back off again because it's keeping popping in.
Yeah. Well, tell your conscious mind it's fine. No worries. We just want to have a clarity of the experience, and bringing the present is confusing. So you could just sit back and watch. Just sit back and watch what's going on.
I don't feel that anything very profound is going on. I can see me in a room, you know, with charity, but it's all got a bit less. I have less feeling about it.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
as
so you know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day in this life of this man, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have moved now forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
well, I think it seems to be outside,
Mm-hmm.
um, and something about like, you know, just, you know, sort of countryside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think maybe it looks like a funeral pyre or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something about death, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel dramatic, or it doesn't seem to be anything.
It's just a funeral. Yeah. Who is being buried? I mean burned, cremated. Who is being cremated?
I'm not sure if it's maybe my brother, or
Yeah.
it's just everything's very vague. It's hard for me to sort of see or properly or get any,
But just focus on the feeling. Just focus on the feeling.
Even the feeling, I feel I've kind of lost it a little bit. It feels a bit vague. And
all right, so let's move. Let's leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day, a day that would be considered important in this life, when something is happening. We have moved forward to an important day in this life. What is happening?
I think there's something kind of horrible going on, actually. There's lots of getting a feeling of, like, people are frightened and confusion. I think somebody's like attacking. There's women. Women are screaming, and I don't know if it's people, like, people that are coming into this building, like, beating with big long sticks or something.
So they come to hurt the people?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're police or something, even, or or just I don't know who they are.
And what is happening? Where are you? What is happening to you?
I think I'm just watching. I'm just getting I'm not really seeing anything different. It's just like women, sort of terrified, the terrified women, and these, men and women in the rooms. It's not like just the women are getting attacked. It's like everybody that's in this building is. I'm wondering if it's the same building that we're in before, that Charity was in. But it also doesn't quite seem like it, so I'm not sure. It seems a bit more rough, or whatever, the rough ground, floor and stuff.
Yeah. So, you know what? Now let's leave that scene and move forward to the last day in the life we are looking at. You can watch it as an observer if you want to. We have gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime we are watching. What is happening? What do you see?
I feel like I'm him lying on my bed, really old.
Is there anybody by your side?
Yeah, I think there are family members around.
So what is happening? What are you going through?
I feel like I'm sort of moving away, like something's opening up in my head, in the top of my head, and I'm and I'm just moving into a sort of bigger place, out of that room.
Yeah.
Sort of,
they're moving you in a bigger place?
No, I mean, I don't know if it's my soul or my consciousness is moving into a bigger place.
So you think you've passed already?
I think I am doing, yeah.
Yeah, so now you're on the other side? Now, whatever happened has already happened. And you are on the other side of it, right?
Yeah, I'm not in that room anymore.
Yeah, you're not in your bed anymore, right? From that position, you can look back at the entire life and see it from a different perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. As you look at the life, what did you learn from it?
I think that life was just about loving my master.
It was about loving your master? Mm-hmm. Shariji?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, this amazing, it's about this amazing love and this amazing sort of spiritual teaching and love between, him and his teacher. That's what that felt like the big, because the actual life didn't seem that dramatic mostly, or, nothing, I felt like that was the biggest thing in it. And that was what his focus and his passion was.
Mm-hmm. What do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
I'd say he was just as lucky to have met that, to have, been an associate of that.
Yeah.
Of that master.
And now that you're on the other side, what are you doing now? Where are you being? What's happening?
I feel a bit like I'm in my bed here, with, oops. I can't really.
You're back in your bed right now?
So the main thing that I'm feeling is it's like back where I was in the, the first place of that Heartfulness Center, the one that's in, not up the mountain where that old man was.
The first one?
The first one that's, that exists now, that's near Hyderabad, and it's only been there for a few years. And I could just, again, and I just have such a feeling of the atmosphere of just what it's like to be there. And it's almost like that feeling of connection and a sort of, I don't know, a strength of spiritual connection I've experienced there, and I feel it now. And
You feel it now?
Mm-hmm.
So just stay with that connection. Tell me what you're experiencing now.
Well, there's two things actually. Sorry, one thing is a physical thing about feeling that I do need to go to the bath. And the other is that I'm getting sort of an image of, I don't know if it's like a monastery and something in like China or.
Okay, so let's look at this monastery in China while your body will prepare to go to the bathroom again when it's needed.
So it's white, the walls are white.
What else?
And I've got a feeling of like strictness. And then rigorous discipline.
Yes. What's part of the rigorous discipline?
You know, the sitting, meditating, you know, inside the monastery, that you know, it not being allowed to move a muscle.
Still in meditation, completely still.
Yeah.
And as you stay still, your whole body is relaxed and there's no need for anything. No need to go to the bathroom. No need to stretch. You just being there, present in the moment. Tell me about that experience.
I feel as though I'm quite devoted, you know, like I'm quite a devoted monk or something. I'm not complaining about this rigorous thing, you know, I'm really entering wholeheartedly into it.
How long have you been in this monastery?
Since I was a boy.
Yeah. And you're an older man now? You're an adult?
Yeah, I'm an adult, but I don't think I'm that old. I think I'm, you know, kind of in my strength and prime.
What is part of the training in that monastery?
I think there's some, there's quite rigorous physical exercise as well as meditation.
Like martial arts?
Yeah, I think so.
What are you wearing?
I think I'm wearing a sort of white robe thing with a red belt.
Now let's leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day in this life. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have moved now forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I think I'm not seeing it really clearly, but I think it's something outside the monastery. If somebody's sad, and I don't know if it's a female relative, and I think there's some, like, you know, the grass or something. That's why I think I'm outside. Maybe I try and do it a different way, like what am I feeling rather than what am I seeing, because I think that works better when I just see what happens if I do that.
Exactly. When we say seeing, it's not necessarily seeing like a movie. It's more like the mind's eyes, imagining.
Yeah.
That's what
I think the word feeling works better for me, because then I just relax, whereas when I try and see, I go too much more into my conscious mind. So
that's exactly true. That's why it's all about feeling with your mind's eye.
Well, I think there's something about conflict and some woman who's upset, and I think like I'm worried about, you know, there's a bit of conflict about me disappointing somebody, but I'm quite, you know, I'm really resolute about going back into that monastery or something, and I don't, there's something I'm kind of a bit.
Yes. So you're going back to the monastery despite some family member or some woman not being happy with that.
There's something, I feel like somebody's female is really upset and pleading about something, or
Let's move on in time a little bit and see what you continue to do. How does it feel like?
Oh, I'm feeling that I'm older now. And there's a bit of a feeling of slight disappointment of not, I've been here all these years, but I don't think I've quite found what I'm looking for, or got what I hoped or what I thought I would get. And there's something that feels a bit, unsatisfied.
Yeah. So now let's leave that scene and move forward to the last day in this life we are looking at. You can watch it as an observer if you want to. We have gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime. We are watching what is happening. What do you see?
He's writhing on a bed in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And looks really ill.
Yeah. Do you have a feeling of what kind of ailment he is suffering from?
I think something in his intestines.
Uh-huh. So what's happening?
Now he's up. I think there's he's still in the monastery, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a couple of older, other monks in there with him, but I don't think they're managing to do anything at all. And he's absolutely just writhing in sort of agony and pain.
Yeah, you will not have any physical sensations. You can just talk about it as an observer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is happening?
He's writhing around looking really distressed. I'm probably just empathizing with him because I know what it's like to have that awful agony and pain, because of having Crohn's. So.
Mm-hmm. So he's suffering a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it in his deathbed?
Yeah, I think he is going to die, yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening now?
I get the feeling that his life's been a bit wasted.
Mm-hmm. Why was it wasted?
It's been a bit too much based on discipline and not following his heart, I think.
Yes.
A bit sort of hard,
Mm-hmm. What is happening now? Is he still in this life?
It looks like he's dead now. I think that was a sort of quite unpleasant, messy death. Of illness.
Now, whatever happened has already happened. And you are on the other side of it. From that position, you can look back at the entire life and see it from a different perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. As you look at the life, what did you learn from it?
It's something about him just trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't allow enough. He was always trying.
What do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
Well, he did really gain spiritual experience because when I was being him meditating there for a minute, it felt, there was a real genuine, it was quite an amazing experience, a spiritual connection. Like he went a certain way, but he could, maybe not. There was only so far he was going to get with that route.
What is it that he was looking for that he didn't find?
I don't know when I had. I think there's a bit of a lack of love.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the missing thing.
Yes. Does the lack of love have to do with the decision of spending his lifetime in a monastery?
I think he put sort of principles and practice above love and feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, he was a sincere seeker, but he just didn't quite get it. You know, he was sort of that it's not all just about discipline. Yeah. And, you know, it's about love and, you know, connection, and that's what he didn't get.
Now that he's in the afterlife, what is his perspective about all this?
Well, he's just not bothered at all, because where he is, he can, you know, he's just quite, can see, he's quite, it's almost a bit, you know, he's just philosophical, not philosophical, but almost just, he's just relaxed. You can see how he, you know, you can see he got that wrong.
What is he going to do next now in the afterlife?
Oh, now he has to choose somewhere so he can actually learn about this messy business of love, you know, that you can't just have all disciplined and, you know, suppose controlled.
So you have to make the balance tilt towards more love.
Yeah.
And more freedom of being.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a sort of more messy life, because it's not going to be all.
Okay, so now that we have explored this life, let's move away from that scene and leave that monk where he continues on his own path. And you can move either forward or backward to find another appropriate time and place that has information that you need. Maybe going to that next life, you are now at another life, time and place.
There's green grass.
Is it an open field?
Let me feel. I think I'm alone somewhere. That's and a bit afraid, and it's some green grassy place, like, you know, I'm outside somewhere.
Is it daytime?
I think it's sort of near dusk.
If you look at yourself, if you look down, what do you see?
I feel like maybe I'm an animal.
What do you see? What do you feel? I mean, what do you feel? What kind of animal do you feel? What sense do you get?
I'm not sure if I am an animal. I might be a girl, but I almost feel a bit like an animal, like hunted or something. Like, you know.
You feel hunted?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, in danger in some way. Almost like I feel a bit like kind of primitive or something.
Let's move on a little bit to see what's going on. What you're running away from. What's happening now?
Actually, I'm wondering from a deer. Like a female deer or something.
Yeah?
I just feel like maybe I'm getting chased or hunted or something.
What do you hear? Do you hear anything?
The dogs.
You hear the dogs?
I can feel my, I think it must be a deer, because I can feel my, you know, my legs, my front and back legs moving.
Yeah.
Really muscular and. But I can hear behind me in the distance.
So what are you gonna do?
Like, I'm running. You know, I'm sort of, well, whatever. I don't know what the right verb is. It's just a sort of horrible feeling.
Yes.
I feel I'm just completely at the mercy of, I feel like I'm on the ground, and I'm completely at the mercy of this, you know, sort of, was this cruelty.
Is that, are we getting close to your death?
Yeah. It's just so sort of hateful.
Yes. How are the hunters? How do they look like?
Sort of angry men with kind of sort of funny, oh, I can't describe, but brown, weird shaped hats, like furry hats on.
Are they on foot?
I think they've been on horses, but they're off on their feet now.
What kind of weapon?
It's just this sort of horrible jeering, you know, the feeling is just you know, it's just such a hateful, and it seems such a clash with the kind of beauty of, you know, of just how, you know, it's such a horrible contrast how they are and how, you know, the feeling of sort of being in nature. It's just.
What kind of weapons do they have?
I think, I mean, just can see like flash of silver, knives or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Knives or spears or what.
Let's move a little bit further. In time.
I feel like I'm gone now. I'm must be dead now.
How do you feel?
Well, it's just a big relief because I've like slipped back to away from that horrible scene.
Now, whatever happened has already happened, and you are on the other side of it. Yes. From that position, you can look back at the entire life and see it from a different perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. As you look at the life, what did you learn from it?
It's more just like a feeling of the kind of, it's just, I mean, it's like this sort of, oh, it's hard to put it in words. Wait a minute. I'm not really seeing what the reason, what the purpose was, but it's more just such a strong feeling of that beautiful, sort of perfect feeling of nature and the oneness, and complete. It's like there isn't, you know, what I noticed about this one, there isn't, like why I said primitive, it's because there's not intellectual thought, it's all about feeling. And knowing, really feeling so connected, but then the horrible, you know, it seemed so kind of disconnect, just so at odds with it, you know, those men and their, you know, the way they were behaving.
Yeah.
Sort of hateful.
So do you see what do you think the purpose of that lifetime?
It's just about like oneness and connection, really feeling that oneness and connection. And I suppose it's like what happens when you're disconnected. You know, it's a disaster, the way you behave when you're disconnected.
Yeah. Let's now let's drift away now from that life. We're drifting and floating away from that life, leaving the deer there to continue on her own journey. She will find peace. She will find whatever she's supposed to find. We're leaving her there to continue on her own journey. She will find peace. She will find what she's supposed to find. We're leaving her there to continue on her own path. Now I want all of the consciousness and personality of Sarah to once again return to the body and fully integrate back into the body. May I speak to Sarah's subconscious, please?
Okay.
I have permission to speak to Sarah's subconscious?
Yeah.
I respect the power of the subconscious because I know the subconscious takes care of Sarah's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to Sarah in this lifetime and all the other lifetimes she has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Sarah to see today. You chose to bring forward the lifetime in India for her to see. Why did you pick that lifetime?
Because that is our path.
What do you mean by that?
That love is what will take. That love is what will take her where she needs to go.
What does that have to do with her life now?
And she needs to become love more. A lot of little rules and regulations she's holding on to. Little judgments and things that are stopping her from connecting.
Yes. You also chose to bring forward the life of the monk in China for her to see. Why did you pick that second lifetime?
There's a strength in that is a good thing. Just to show her that she has got that.
That she has that power?
Yeah, she's got that strength and ability to see it through.
What does that have to do with her life now?
And she sees herself as a bit weak in some areas.
You chose, yes? Continue.
Oh, I'm not sure that.
You chose to bring forward the life of the deer for her to see. Why did you pick that lifetime?
But never forgetting that connection with nature.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way to go, for things to be natural,
Mm-hmm.
to be completely at one, that oneness and wholeness.
Mm-hmm. What does that have to do with her life now?
She doesn't spend enough time in nature.
Mm-hmm.
She's a bit removed from it and in her head.
Yes. What would you recommend her to do then?
To ride.
Mm-hmm. To write?
And to like lie on the earth and be in the water, to get really close to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is something from Sarah's past still affecting her health today?
No, it's more about the rules that she's tied up in her mind.
Mm-hmm. What does she need to learn to resolve it?
So it's by focusing. It's not by thinking, it's by focusing on the love and the
Mm-hmm.
connection with nature and letting the other stuff just fall off, to just turn her attention in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Is there something she needs to change in her life in order to resolve the health problem she's having? And if so, how would it be? What would it be, sorry?
I think it's just about that, letting that love filter in right through her body.
Mm-hmm. Can we run a body scan right now?
Yeah?
Please run a body scan and tell us what you see.
The love isn't getting to the intestine.
The love doesn't get into the intestine?
No.
Is there a way you can bring love in the intestine today? Can we call on Archangel Raphael? Can we ask for Archangel Raphael's help today?
Yeah? Yes?
Yes, I'm calling in Archangel Raphael. Please, Archangel Raphael, can you assist Sarah's subconscious into bringing love and healing her gut today? Subconscious, do you acknowledge the assistance of Archangel Raphael?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Together, can you work on bringing love and restore and bring some healing to Sarah's gut today?
Yes, something's happening.
Thank you. And as you do that, can I continue to ask you questions?
Yeah?
Is it possible for Sarah to get rid of the persistent bacterial problem she has in her gut, even with the stomach and the short gut, and stop having to take oregano oil and antibiotics for it?
Not completely, it'll keep recurring.
So how can you achieve improve her gut health in the long term?
Okay. Take a minute because I feel like two different things are happening. I feel like one bit of gut is not getting, it's a bit cut off.
It has been cut off. Can you restore that?
No, it feels like cut off from the love and connection, and it's not getting in, it's not getting through to it.
Can you restore the love connection to that part of the gut?
Yeah, I think it is possible.
Okay, so let's all think about this happening at this minute. Bringing all the love that we need for her gut to be restored. Bringing all the love that it needs at this minute. Yes. And as you're doing this, how can she continue on her own to achieve this and improve her gut health?
There's something about eating really natural plants or something.
Is there things she's eating that she should not be eating?
Yeah, artificial.
What do you think of her drinking Ensure?
I don't have a good feeling about it.
Should she stop taking Ensure?
Yeah, but there's going to be a gap if she does.
So what do you recommend she replace Ensures by to maintain her weight? How could she gain healthy weight without using Ensure?
I think the main thing is actually the love from the intestine so that it can absorb actual foods more.
Yes. Is there a problem with absorbing nutrients through the walls at this moment?
Yeah, there has been because it's so, that part is being so cut off. It's not been working properly.
Why cut the love from this part of the intestine? What did that?
It's just there's a self-hatred or shame or.
Where is that shame coming from?
Just from this life not feeling good enough as
How can we
some
overcome
memory of being a little child are coming.
memory of when she was a little child? What happened when she was a little child?
She was a bit abused as a little child.
She was abused? What kind of abuse did she undergo?
So sexual behavior from her father. Not extreme, but the mood of it and the feeling was there, and it was like, feeling of being used.
Can we can we send love to that little child? How can we heal the self-hate born from that child abuse when she was younger?
Just by letting the light and love in.
Okay, so can we bring all the light and love that she needs at this time?
I don't know if it can all be brought at this time.
Why is that?
I don't know if she'll allow it.
Why would she not allow the loving light to come in through her body?
Because that involves a lot of trust.
Mm-hmm.
Of opening up to receive it.
Mm-hmm. Who would help to do that at this moment?
It's some female character, like some kind of higher self.
Can we bring Sarah's higher self to assist in bringing and restoring love and loving light in her consciousness?
Yeah.
Calling in Sarah's higher self for assistance in healing the trauma and hurt that has caused self-hate in her body. Am I speaking to Sarah's higher self now?
Yeah.
Hello, higher self. How can you assist us today to help Sarah overcoming this self-hate and the trauma from the childhood that she's been through?
I just want to put my arms around her.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you send her all the loving light and healing light to go through her body for this to be resolved?
Yes.
How can we take care of the little Sarah who has been so hurt? Can we bring her in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we all together with her now?
Yeah.
We're hugging that little Sarah and give her so much love now. Does little Sarah know that she's not alone now?
Yeah. Thanks.
Can you tell us yourself what you're doing with Sarah at this minute?
It's just like the layers filtering through.
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's old stuff that has to just, almost like old chains or old leather straps that have all been sort of tied tightly around it. They all have to be sort of loosened and, removed.
Can you remove all those contraption, all these chains, all these straps from her?
Yes, I'm doing that.
Oh, thank you so much. She will very much appreciate that. Where was those straps put on?
They've been put on in other past lives.
Was it one of these children that were abused?
There's just been so much cruelty and so much, lives of so much brutality.
Mm-hmm. So we are healing that brutality and taking all the chains away from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just lost her, closed down and lost her trust and love in life.
She had lost her love, trust and love for nature.
I think just trust in life, not love for nature.
She lost her trust in life.
Or in people, actually, in people.
In people. So what is the purpose of all this autoimmunity disease that she's going through? How is the healing going?
There's some changes have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Some bits have been opened up.
Is love flowing through her gut now?
Yeah, it's moving more, it's permeating more. There's still a little bit that's slightly sort of narrowed and hard.
Mm-hmm. So can we send more loving light and healing energy to her body at this minute?
Yeah, we can't send more, but we can just let it keep flowing.
Yes. How long will it take for her to go back to normal?
Maybe about 7 months.
7 months. Is she going to be, does she still need to, what can she replace Ensure with to maintain her weight?
She could try the drink that her sister uses.
Mm-hmm.
Something with, it's just like, it's got better ingredients and in it.
It has better ingredients, but she should not drink Ensure. Is there a way to regrow and restore her colon?
It's not necessary.
It is not going to be necessary? Why is it not going to be necessary?
It's not needed for her to be able to learn her lessons and become what she needs to become.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the past, Sarah has lost weight every time she tried to increase her cardio fitness. How can she become more fit without losing weight?
By doing something that's very connected with nature.
What can you give her?
In a feeling, touching way.
Can you give her an example?
You could dig. Just having a feeling of digging and
like gardening?
Yeah, maybe gardening.
Gardening? What about hiking?
Something you need to, she needs to be really close with her hands and her skin.
Mm-hmm. She has all these fungal issues on her hands and her scalp and thrush and the mouth. Does it have to do with a bacterial imbalance in her gut or something different?
It's a bit related to the same thing, but it's not actually caused by it.
So what causes it?
There's something she needs to get rid of.
What is it? Is she allergic to something?
And she shouldn't be having sugar.
She should not be having sugar. Sugar causes fungal, infections. So she should cut the sugar. But what is causing, what should she do about them? Remove the sugar?
And the milk and the Ensure drinks doesn't help.
Oh, she's having dairy?
The Ensure drinks have
Okay.
a bit of a based on it.
Oh, so she has to remove the Ensure for sure. Okay. And she needs to cut on the sugar.
And more living plants going in.
Even more fresh plants, live plants, vegetables and fruits.
It's leaves that I'm seeing.
A lot of greens, a lot of greens. So she needs to change her diet. Is that okay for her to eat proteins from animal?
Yeah, not in huge quantities, but yes.
She needs some to maintain her weight, to get the protein.
Yeah,
okay.
she does.
What is the best form of protein for her?
Chicken.
Chicken, okay. Like organic chicken, chicken that are happy. What can Sarah do to get rid of the tension and adrenaline she keeps experiencing?
Bathing and swimming.
Bathing? What kind of bathing? What should she put in a bath?
Just lavender oil would help. Just immersing in water.
Immersing herself in water. How is her healing going?
She's still got a bit of a sort of shadow over a part of her intestine.
Can we work on this shadow problem? What else could we do about that?
It feels a bit tight there.
Where?
There's one section of her intestine.
What are you doing to relax it?
The diet will change that as well, help that.
Yeah. So if we summarize for Sarah, she needs to cut the Ensure. She needs to use another product that doesn't contain dairy. She needs to, maybe I can suggest her a product that seems better for her gut, like the GI Replenish or the Intraflamex 360 from Metagenics. And maybe, so she should have more greens. And she could have, chicken. Is seafood,
and fish.
Fish is good for her. Seafood is good for her.
Yeah.
All right. So she should change her diet with no gluten, no dairy, no ensure, no sugar. What can she replace the sugar with to sweeten things?
You can have a bit of maple syrup sometimes, not
often. Okay. So how is the work doing with an Archangel Raphael?
It's going, but it's happening a bit slowly. It's not just happening all at once.
Yeah.
It's going.
So is it going to continue to happen after the session?
Yeah.
Okay. And you say that within 7 months she should be feeling normal?
Yes, much better.
Much better. And today, is she going to feel better tonight? Is she going to
She
feel?
might feel a bit achy tonight.
She might feel achy, but is she going to feel a difference?
She'll feel more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
A bit in, it's opening up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So she should have a release of tension in her belly.
Yeah. Higher self, can you tell us where you're from?
It just has more of a feeling than any word to say.
Mm-hmm. What is the feeling?
It's just happy and light.
Mm-hmm. Sarah and her husband Marcus often feels a bit disconnected and mutually resentful. How can they find joyful, loving connection and harmony with each other?
It's just surface stuff. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just edges to be knocked off.
And how to knock those edges off?
Just trust the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And don't look for the rules.
So it seems like it's a pattern with Sarah to go back to rules and discipline and not enjoy life. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that the pattern we have to get rid of?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's still living under those rules.
Yes. How can you explain to her that those rules are not serving her right now?
She's really got her head in the sand. She's not wanting to listen.
Uh-huh. Why is that?
Makes things feel more control and safe because she's still got that fear from the things that have happened and been done to her in the past.
Yeah. We still need to address this trauma then. What else can we do about erasing that trauma?
She could do EFT on that.
EFT on the trauma?
Mm.
Yeah. So we'll tell her, and she'll hear the recording, that she needs to do more EFT on the trauma from childhood and from the past lives, getting rid of all the chains. Have you taken all the chains out?
Yes, but she's still in the shape of, as though there's still sort of, almost like marks or impressions.
So she still has marks on her body from the chains.
Sort of it's almost like her gut has been in a clenched.
Is that where the Crohn's disease is coming from?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too. She's too afraid to like let them off and open up. It feels. There's a lot of feelings. It's safer to just crunch into a very small, small sort of ball or space.
Can we bring the protection of Archangel Michael for her to feel secure and safe at all times?
Yes, that would be good.
Yes. Calling in Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, Sarah has been threatened, hurt, and is afraid and doesn't trust because of that trauma. Can you actually create a protection, a sense of a feeling of protection, and be there for her so that she feels the light of protection from you at this minute and always?
Yes.
Can she feel secure in her heart and experience love now that you are protecting her at all times?
Yes.
Thank you, Archangel Michael. This is going to be a great help for her to blossom and enjoy and release the protections so that she can enjoy her life with her husband. Is there anything, Archangel Michael, that you think would be appropriate for Sarah to help her relieve all this tension?
Massage.
Massage. Can you bring that loving protection to that little girl, Sarah, that is still out there?
Yes.
That little Sarah is afraid and she needs to know you're there with her to protect her at all times. She didn't know she could call on you, so maybe you can be with her and tell her, Sarah, you're not alone. Archangel Michael is protecting you. Have you found the little Sarah, Archangel Michael?
Yeah.
How is she now?
I'm going to give her a fly on my back.
Oh, that is so cool. Is she flying now?
Yeah, she's just on my back.
She's based in your light, I guess.
Yeah, she's feeling completely safe.
Thank you, Archangel Michael. And now, how is adult Sarah feeling? Is she safe now? Is she safe enough to relieve her guard and relax?
Yes, I think things are in place.
Things are in place. So is she going to get rid of the tension and adrenaline that keeps her experiencing tension?
Yeah, that can go. That's not a big thing.
Yeah. Are we getting rid of self-hate now? Have we gotten rid of self-hate at this moment?
That's draining away.
That's draining away. How much left?
That's going. There's more of a heat in her gut and her intestine now. It's warm with.
There's a lot of light healing going on.
Yeah, just because it's permeated, you know, that's.
Do we have, how is the autoimmunity resolved with all this work?
It's not so much an issue now. It's not really an issue. It feels quite sort of dead, that problem.
What was the problem?
The autoimmunity doesn't feel like it feels quite sort of dead, that problem. It doesn't feel.
The problem is dead. And what about the gut balance? The gut balance. How can we balance the gut?
So some practical measures with the diet and.
Is there something she could do to repopulate the bacteria in her gut now? Can you help with that?
I think it can't really happen until certain things are removed.
What needs to be removed?
That she's putting in just the foods that we've been mentioning in the Ensure Plus.
So she needs to remove all this for this to be okay.
I wonder if she needs to fast for a while.
She needs to fast for a while to remove all these toxic things she's been taking, keeping her sick. Can I ask a question more general? It seems like current medicine is keeping people sick for a reason, by giving them things that keep them sick. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, so she's been prescribed things to keep her sick. Do you think Ensure was keeping her sick?
It's had a negative effect.
Yeah. Do you think antibiotics was keeping her sick?
They affect the whole body.
Would she be better taking probiotics and prebiotics?
She needs something else as well as the probiotics.
The prebiotics? To feed the bacteria, the good bacteria?
Yeah.
What kind of fermented food would be good for her?
It's a drink.
Yes. A drink? What kind of drink? Kombucha? Or something else? What kind of drink?
Kefir.
Kefir. Oh, she can make water kefir, coconut kefir with no dairy. She can ferment coconut kefir. Okay. She can make water-based kefir. Okay.
I think water-based kefir is best.
Yeah, water-based kefir. Yes. All right. So she would benefit from that. Okay. What about the oregano oil? What is happening with that? What should she do?
So it's not harming her, it's being quite a friend, but it can only just do so much.
Yeah, but isn't there some kind of, not dependence, but the body getting so used to it that it doesn't have as much effect that it used to?
It's still helping her.
Okay.
But she needs to get rid of the
ensure?
Yeah,
Sugar.
and it's not getting rid of the whole problem, the oregano.
She needs to get rid of the sugar and the dairy, that's for sure, right?
And to maybe fast, empty the
bowel. And she should fast on what? On water, on broth? What she should be fasting on? Water or broth?
Broth.
Broth. Like a clear broth? For how long? How many days?
Just 4 days.
4 days of fasting. Okay. To clean up the system. Okay. And stop the ensure. And the sugar. And the dairy. Anything that contains dairy. All right. She will have your instructions for that.
She can, wait.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Do you have any other idea for her health? How is your healing looking like now?
It's going better now. It's more throughout that area.
Can I move on with the questions?
Yeah.
Is there a different direction Sarah should take with her own work?
She should just trust herself and listen to her heart.
Why do you say that? What has been stopping her?
She's been so bound by rules.
Yeah. So we always come back to these rules that we've been talking about.
They've just been influencing so every area.
Yes.
And when she thinks she's being free, she's still holding up rules for herself.
And it's affecting her also the way she works?
It affects her potential, but the potential of how she could work.
What kind of rule does she should get rid of? Can you be more giving an example so she really understands what she needs to stop doing?
She can allow herself to trust whatever comes to her, whether it fits in with any category of what she's doing or not.
Yes.
And just trust herself. And not hold back thinking that it's too small to share.
Looks like she should be more confident about spreading the news about her work.
She needs to let herself come out of who she actually is.
Oh, she's not telling people what she does for the work, in EFT work?
She does tell people, but she goes beyond EFT in her work, and she doesn't advertise that.
Oh, she does more than that. Okay. She's a healer?
Yes, she is.
So she needs to be healed. Can you speed up her healing? Less than 7 months, so she could be free to do whatever she needs to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Would she benefit from the med beds that are going to come out?
No.
No. She would not have a chance to try one of them?
She could have a chance if she wanted to.
That would not help her?
I'm feeling no.
Okay, let's move on now. Sarah never knows if she's giving her daughter Rosa the right kind of support in learning to handle herself and life. Can you give Sarah some guidance on and advice on this?
No, she is giving her the right advice. She is giving her everything she needs to.
Okay, so she's doing the right thing.
It's not her journey. She is giving what she can, but she's giving the love. She's giving what she needs. But her daughter has to make her learn her own lessons.
Okay, so that's her own choices, her own free will.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can Sarah help her son Ben to handle his feelings and aggression? Is she being too soft on him?
Yes, she needs to make firmer boundaries.
Yes, firmer boundaries. That's the way she could help him the best?
Yes, very clear to him what he can and can't do.
Okay. So that's something that she has not been doing?
No, because she's afraid of hurting him.
Yeah. So can you give her an example so she knows how to handle him in the future?
She needs to stop joking and be firm.
Yeah. How long is it going to take to do that transition? It's going to be surprised by the change.
She can do it quite quickly, but she just needs to talk to him seriously.
Yes. All right. Is there more she needs to know about that?
He's picking up feelings from his dad. His dad is angry and depressed sometimes.
Yes. So he's feeling the same?
Yeah, he's picking up what his dad is feeling. His son is really sensitive.
Yeah. We need to send love to both of them so that they feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sending them love so that they could actually feel better. Is there anything that we didn't ask that should be important for Sarah to know today?
She's had a past life with her husband.
And how does it impact her life with him today?
She doesn't need to be afraid of him. That was a past. That issue is not in this life.
Oh. So she's carrying emotions towards him from a past life?
Yes, she is.
Okay. The fear that she has with him is from a past life?
Yeah.
So she should not have any fear with him?
No, she doesn't need to have any fear in this life.
Okay.
He loves her deeply.
He loves her deeply, and no fear. Is that a karmic relationship?
Yes.
So he's making up for the past life in this life?
Yes, and she's helping him with his burden that he's carrying from last time.
Okay. So they're meant to be together and connect together at all times.
Yeah, they're helping each other.
Okay.
And she's helping him with quite a dark burden of pain and guilt that he has. That's why he's so defensive in this life.
Yes.
It's all because of what he did in another life.
Is that going to help Sarah to handle the relationship, knowing all this?
Yes.
Yes. That's great. What happened in that past life that caused that big burden on him?
He did do something really bad.
Yes.
And he knew he shouldn't have done it at the time.
Did he do it to Sarah? Did he do it to Sarah?
No, I don't think so, no.
It's to somebody else. Okay.
He's done something. He's been trying to make up for it ever since. And he feels carrying such a it's something he can't accept about himself. He's too afraid to own it. He's trying to make up for it, but he's too afraid to own it, so he's stuck.
How is Sarah going to help him?
Because she's a heartfulness meditation trainer, she can give him, using transmission, she can help to clear it.
Oh, so she would do it in her own meditation?
Yeah.
As a surrogate. Okay, work. Anything else that?
And he should take back remedies.
Back remedies. Okay. What would be the good one for him?
Pine for guilt.
Okay.
And holly for hurt.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else Sarah should know before we close this session?
She still has a feeling, almost a hint of that weariness. And she needs to remember it's in the past and it's safe for her to embrace love now. Let it in.
So all this heaviness from her childhood and from a past life is lifted, or is still working on it?
Most of it is lifted.
Okay, so now we're dealing with this sekele, with the scars from that, right?
Yes, it's like softening them and just clearing,
Yeah.
just lifting them off like an old, like a spider when they grow bigger, and there's that like thin skin that they come out of. It's like that needs to come off.
And so is it coming off slowly?
Yeah, she'll help it to come off if she just keeps proceeding in the right direction and not looking back and giving it attention.
Yeah. Is Crohn something she can put in total remission?
Yes.
Yes. So how long do you give for Crohn to be gone?
Crohn's won't be a big issue in her life. It's more the issues that have come from now the short intestine and the...
Mm-hmm. So the fact that it's short and that she has to wear a bag?
It makes it...
What do you say?
I think it's mainly emotional stuff that needs cleared, actually.
Yes. So
that's the biggest problem, and everything else can work quite well.
Okay. So how is her emotion balance doing right now?
Yeah, she's quite good. She's well.
Archangel Raphael, how do you think you're doing with her with the work on Sarah now?
There's still some slight block.
Where are they?
It's still where it always was, and I'm not sure what it takes to shift it. Although it's open, some change has happened. There's something there that isn't moving.
Do you think there's maybe an implant or something?
No.
Is that an emotional block?
It's something that she's not letting go of.
Do you think we can take care of it today now, or do we have to wait?
I think we could take care of it today.
Okay, so let's do that now. How can you do that?
She has to give her permission.
Higher self, can you help Sarah give permission for removing the blocks?
It's like I can see a little girl holding on to something.
Yes. The little girl?
She's the one that needs to give permission.
Okay, can we call the little girl, little Sarah? Is she still with Archangel Michael?
She appeared at a slightly different time looking. So she's been cut off still. She hasn't been with him this.
Can we talk to little Sarah? Hello, little Sarah.
I don't want to.
You don't want to what? You don't want to let go of something?
I'm just not sure.
You're not sure of what? Do you know what you're thinking about? Tell us a little bit about what you think so we can see how we can help you. Are you afraid of something?
Yes.
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of them. Those.
You're afraid of them? Who? How do they look like? Who are they?
They weren't nice to me.
They weren't nice to you? When was that? It was at school?
It's when my mummy left me, not when she went to work.
When she went to work and you were at home?
It's the not lady that looks after me.
And what did they do? Is that the people that look after you that hurt you?
Yes.
What did they do to you?
And pulled me.
They what?
He pulled me and shouted at me. I don't want to go there.
Oh, and you got afraid of them. But they are not going to hurt you anymore, because now, whenever you are afraid of something, you're going to call Archangel Michael, and Michael is going to protect you. Do you understand? Do you understand, little Sarah?
Yes.
Yeah. Archangel Michael is a very powerful angel. He's one of the most powerful angels, and he's going to help you. And they won't let you, he won't let them hurt you anymore. So
I don't want anyone to rush me.
Yes.
I have to let things go when other people say.
Yes, I understand. But you won't let that affect you anymore, because now you're not alone, okay?
I still to make my own, decide when I want to let it go.
To let go of what? Of the blocks?
Yeah.
What do they?
That fear.
What is that fear? It's not helping you right now. What do you want to hang on to it?
Because it just feels safer to hang on and fold in on myself.
There might be something more powerful and more useful to protect you from that.
And I don't want to put it down.
You don't want to put it down? What would it take to put it down? You seem like a strong little girl. You know what you don't want and you know what you want, right?
Just feel very,
Huh?
if I put it down, I'll feel on my own because I haven't got anything else.
Yes. You want something to protect you?
You want something to hold.
Something to hold?
To hold on to.
Okay. I have an idea for you. I want you to think about somebody who is always next to you. The little angel that is always taking care of you at all times. You never know that it was always there, but it's always there with you. And that angel is there, and this angel can hold your hand at all times and can protect you at all times. Do you feel the angel around you? Do you feel it? It's right there. Do you see it, this angel?
I can see it, but it looks small.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a disguise, because he's actually a giant. You want him to show you the big size. He didn't want to scare you. That's why he made himself very small, Do you want to see the real size?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Archangel Michael, can you show her the real size you are?
Wow.
You see how big he is?
I can't even see his head.
Yeah, but he needs to be smaller so you can hold his hand, right?
Okay.
Okay, let's ask him to be a little bit smaller so you can see his face and hold his hand. Archangel Michael, can you adjust your size so she can see your face and hold your hand?
I think I want to go in his arms.
All right, so Archangel Michael, can she jump in your arms right now? Can you do it?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's cool. Sarah, are you in his arms?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you see his big wings?
Yes.
Yeah. And what is the color of his light, the light around him? Do you see the color?
It's a pale green.
Yeah. Do you feel safe now?
Yes.
You see, Archangel Michael is always there for you all the time. You just have to call him and he's going to appear to you. So you are never, ever alone. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Do you feel better now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you still afraid?
Just a little bit.
And
Not afraid, but just need to
on
make
your
sure
guard.
that I can trust him.
Yeah. Do you think you can trust Archangel Michael?
Yes.
He is the great protector of all the little girls like you. And he has an army with him. So if somebody does something bad, he is the good person fighting the evil. So you are in good hands with Archangel Michael. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Yes. You feel better now?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you can let it go of all the things you're hanging on.
Yeah.
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 Is it dissipating now? Is it
Yes.
feeling better? Are you feeling better in your tummy?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to go on a flight with Archangel Michael now?
Yeah. Just going to be with him and whatever he's doing.
All right. So we say goodbye to you, little Sarah. Have a good flight. Bye.
Bye.
I'm calling back the higher self, Sarah's higher self. Higher self, how are we doing now?
That's much better.
Have we taken care of that block?
Yes.
It's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. So how long it's going to take now to get this gut balance?
About 3 months.
3 months now. Is there something we can do to make it even better?
It'll be about 2 months, but 3, to have the main difference. But 3 to, to help, to get rid of the traces.
And we need to do a full...
Because her body is quite weak, her system, and it's difficult for her to fast because she's not very strong and hasn't got a lot of weight.
Yeah. So 4 days is quite enough. 4 days of fasting is quite enough.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. All right. Any more advice for Sarah at this time? Or we're good?
No, we're good.
We're good? All right. So now we can relax. And now I'm asking the higher self, the subconscious, and Archangel Raphael to recede to where they belong with much love and appreciation for their help and information they have been giving Sarah today. I know she's really going to appreciate it.